ever been told by your doctor that in order to lose weight, that you have to just eat less and exercise more? I'm guessing the answer is yes. And while there is truth to that, there's a little bit more behind the scenes biochemically that's happening. There's this hormone called leptin. It's responsible for suppressing your appetite. So when you eat food and then you hit a point where you don't need any more, leptin is released. It signals your brain that you're full and for you to stop eating. There's another key hormone in this whole deal called insulin. You may be familiar with it if you know someone that's diabetic or if you yourself are diabetic, but it's a hormone that's secreted by your pancreas when you ingest carbohydrates and different kinds of foods to help regulate your blood sugar. So if you eat something really sugary, really processed, refined carbohydrate type stuff, you're going to eat it and your blood sugar is going to go up. Insulin's going to get secreted and it's going to take care of that blood sugar level, bring it back down to a more normal level. If this happens every once in a while, it's not that big a deal. Insulin can unlock different cells and areas in your body that can use that sugar for energy. But if this is something that's happening chronically, like all the time you're consuming lots of sugar and highly processed and refined carbohydrates, your insulin levels are always going to be elevated. It's really going to put stress on your pancreas and your insulin's never going to come down. So what is it supposed to do with all this extra sugar that continues to come in? It's going to bring it to storage. So it's going to take that blood sugar and shunt it into fat storage cells. Clearly that's something that's going to cause weight gain. But the bigger issue with this is that when there's elevated insulin levels, that signal of leptin to tell your brain that you're full and you don't need to eat anymore, that's getting blocked. So this is going to be a repetitive, vicious cycle on a biochemical level that is going to cause you to always be hungry and continue to want to eat and fill that hunger, but never actually get to be satisfied because that signal is being blocked until you can actually lower those insulin levels. Your insulin levels can be elevated for one of two reasons. You could be diabetic and you might have to give yourself shots of insulin to help regulate your blood sugar. But another way is by consuming a lot of highly processed, refined carbohydrates and sugar. If you're eating that kind of stuff a lot, it never gives your insulin levels a chance to come back down to normal. And so that signal from leptin is always being blocked. So you're always going to feel hungry and you're not going to be satisfied. The reason I want to tell you about this is because I really think that this is a big issue and a big reason why it's so hard to lose weight. If you've been told several times that you just have to move more, you have to eat less, yes, that's true, but there's more behind the scenes that's going on. If this is something that has piqued your interest, check out this article below by Dr. Lustig, who's a pediatric endocrinologist who's been studying this kind of stuff. And be encouraged that it's not your fault, that it's not your fault that it's this difficult to lose weight. There is science behind it. There's biochemical reasons to why that process is such a difficult thing. So be encouraged, learn more about this so that you can move towards health on your journey.